All right, Coach Ferentz, the Hawkeyes got their first win of the season, stand at 1-1 now. What are your general impressions of Saturday's win over Missouri State?
Yeah, first of all, it's just good to win, and most importantly, winning Kinnick. That's something we want to establish each and every year, certainly. And so it was a good day from that standpoint. It didn't come easy. Missouri State came in and played extremely hard. We expected that. They were really well coached, had a good plan, and played hard. And our guys had to earn it. And then we complicated things a little bit with some of our mistakes, and particularly in the penalty department. That's one thing that we have to clean up and address real quickly.
Defense allowed just 7 points, and your safeties, John Loudermilk is new. Tanner Miller has been back there before. How are those guys leading the defense from the back end?
Tanner's done a really nice job back there and had an excellent spring and carried it right over into camp and has played really well in 2 straight games. And last week Chris Kirksey came up with a big turnover that he converted into a touchdown. Yesterday, Tanner, the big interception down just on the goal line or inside the goal line. So that came at a real pivotal moment, and so it's back-to-back weeks now where we've had 2 veteran players do a good job coming up with that big play, and that's what you're hoping to see from your veteran guys, your best guys.
And speaking of the veterans, the 3 senior linebackers, again, another solid performance on their part.
It really did. Chris Kirksey didn't get as much action yesterday just by the nature of their attack, what they chose to do, but with both Anthony Hitchens and James Morris in the box, they really did a nice job. Hitch had a really good game a week ago and came back with another good performance. I thought James really played a great game too. We all thought he was right on target, did a great job with the calls, command, and was hustling to the football and just made some really nice plays on an individual basis.
Coach, offensively, Mark Wiseman carried a big load, and the offensive line did a pretty decent job.
Yeah, it seemed like Mark took him a little while to get going, not too long, but once he got going, he really ran strong and got stronger as the game went on. So that was great to see, and the line did a good job. And I'd include the tight ends certainly, and then both Adam Cox, Macon Pleva playing fullback. At times they were in there when Mark was in there, but just a really nice job by everybody. And Mark ran hard and came up with some big plays for us, broke some tackles and broke into the secondary. So good to see him running like the way he is, and he's been working extremely hard. Really pleased with his performance.
Several more freshmen saw action at crucial times of the game. How did they look?
It was the first time that a couple of them got in there. LaShawn Daniels got his first action up with 30 yards and just looked like he belonged. It's kind of like what he's done in practice ever since he's gotten here. He seems very comfortable, and he's a quick learner. So it was good to get him up and running a little bit, get him started. And Matt Vandenberg just stepped in at receiver too and had a nice little run there. Had a couple catches in a row and did a good job. Making some yards after the catch too. So good to get him going as well.
Coach, you head into week 3 of the season. You have 2 games under your belt. How beneficial is that?
I think it's great, and I know they're on a different schedule. They've got a bye week, so I don't know which is better, quite frankly. But at this time of year, every day is really important, whether you're practicing or playing actual games, or even resting for that matter. And that's one of the benefits of a bye week. You can rest your team a little bit. So the biggest thing I'm concerned about right now, I guess, we've been practicing in heat and playing in heat now 2 straight weeks. The guys have done a great job of keeping their weight where it should be. I think they're really paying attention to their nutrition, rest, hydration, and don't want to minimize that. We need to be really smart because they exerted a lot yesterday as well. So make sure we're smart this week. But it'll be a tough contest like it always is, and we need to have a great week of preparation, getting ready to go up there.
Coach, special teams against Missouri State, your comment on that?
Yeah, we saw some good things, and then there were some obvious things that we have to get cleaned up. And if you look at the game, the penalties overall, and some of those were on special teams, we've got to get that cleaned up and corrected if we're going to expect to be successful. And then we had a couple plays on special teams too that we're going to have to get that addressed this week and get that addressed fast. But on the positive side, I thought some really good things. Connor did a good job with this plus 50 punting, forced them to start with inside the 20 field position off the punts for the whole day, which was great. Gavin Smith did a nice job covering. Jordan Cotton did a great job covering as well. And then the flip side on the kickoff return, Jordan brought that one out to the 35, really a nice return, but a great job by the entire unit blocking on that too. So, those are positive steps, and those are things we hope we can build off of.
Coach, going to Iowa State, it's your first road game of the year, but it's also your first night game of the year or evening contest. With the number of young guys you have, what do you do in preparation as far as focus, concentration, those kinds of things?
I just, yeah, I think that's part of college football now. You know, we've already had a 2:30 and 11 o'clock kickoff, so I think everybody learns you just have to be flexible a little bit, and that was kind of our thought in mind at the public scrimmage, doing that at 5 o'clock, just to have a dry run of getting our players used to having some downtime and waiting, you know, for the activity to come later on in the day. And it is a little bit different, certainly, and we just try to encourage our players to, you know, not play the game during the daytime, save it till 5 o'clock.